it's Anne coming to you live. Today I'm going to share how to leverage Facebook Lives to make high ticket sales, and I've pretty much been doing this consistently now for quite some time. I've learned a lot along the way and I've evolved my strategy, and I am happy to share today exactly what I've learned. I would honestly say that Facebook Lives have been the catalyst for almost 100% of my sales. It probably is 100% of my sales, but I say almost 100% of my sales just in case I can't think of one client that may have become a client without watching a Facebook Live, right? I'd be incredibly surprised if that is the case. It's how I share my expertise, right? And it's how people get to know me, like me, and trust me. And they reach out to me soon after these Facebook Lives, and they start talking to me about what it might be like to work with me, right? And that is the intent. That is exactly why I do this. So if you're not leveraging Facebook Lives or making sales from them, then this training is for you. So what I'm covering today is pretty simple stuff. It's pretty straightforward stuff. But it's things that people are missing, right? They're the fundamental things that people are missing. And I know you're going to walk away with some food for thought, if nothing else, right? Let me just super quickly introduce myself. My name is Anne Ryan. I'm a business mentor and a mindset coach, and I help my clients who tend to be mostly coaches, but I also help consultants and course creators to package and position the value that they already have, right? We put that into a high ticket offer. They can have more impact and earn more money whilst keeping business super simple, right? I help my clients to put systems in place that allow them to, quite honestly, earn multiple six figures, and they do that working, less than 4 hours most days. It's what I've been able to achieve for myself, is what I teach. Everything that I teach are things that I've been able to achieve for myself and for my clients. And if this sounds like something you'd love to explore, something that would be helpful in your business, then reach out to me, send me a DM or drop a hashtag support, and I can reach out to you and we can just have a conversation to see if we're a good fit, right? I do offer an ROI guarantee, and 70% of my clients get their ROI within the first month. So there's that. Right? So, and it's an indication, right? It's an indication of how hands-on I am and how much support I offer, and I back myself, and hence I'm able to offer this ROI guarantee. My price will be going up, however, and because I'm so hands-on and I offer such a high-touch service, obviously there's a limit to how many clients I can take on, and after I sign up 2 more clients, my price will be going up. Instagram is your platform where you are building your audience and you're showing up, then absolutely. I actually don't think Facebook Lives are better than Instagram Lives. It's just that I leverage Facebook mostly, and when I say mostly, 99.9% of the time, and all of my clients have come from Facebook, right? And so hence this training is about Facebook Lives, but it's just as effective. It can be applied to YouTube, it can be applied to Instagram, it can be applied to LinkedIn or any other platform, right? Because there's a little bit of a methodology and a structure that I'm going to be talking about as well, aside from showing up and sharing our expertise. So absolutely awesome. So if that's your main platform, go for it. Yeah. All right. So today's training, like I said, is focused on how to leverage Facebook Lives, or any lives, any video training opportunities that you can get. A well-planned live is a great way to share your expertise, right? And it engages the viewers, and ultimately it really helps our algorithms too, yeah? Because the more people engage in what it is that we're sharing, then the more that impacts and helps with our algorithms as well. Popping on a Facebook Live and just sharing whatever's on your mind is one way of doing it, and I know many people do this way, and I'm not making that a wrong way of doing it, because that's awesome if you feel like doing it this way. But planning an event and marketing that event, right, is the way I'm going to be talking about mostly today, right? Because that is super effective. It requires some thought. It requires a bit of a plan to make sure that that it's something that your audience wants and it's going to provide value and so on. But this is how I make sales, right? I'm going to start basically sharing now step by step exactly what it is that I do. The first thing is I don't just go live. I just don't go live at the spur of the moment, but I plan it, like I just mentioned. And I go live almost every week and almost every time at the same time and on the same day. Yeah, which is this time. Occasionally, maybe 2 to 4 weeks of the year, life happens. Even if I'm on holidays, I will try and do this, right? Because for me, that consistency is easier than if I take a week or 2 or 4 off and then getting back into it, right? That feels harder for my brain, for everything, right? For my nervous system, for all the things. So the only reason I would miss a Facebook Live is, for health reasons, or look, if I'm on a particular holiday where I don't feel like doing it and I really feel like having the week off, then I wouldn't. So I would more or less say I show up about 48 weeks of the year and do this once a week. That's it. Yeah. And I plan it and I create an event and I spend a few minutes actually, and I do this every Monday for me. I spend a few minutes really thinking about the title, because the title is what entices people to watch, right? And it needs to be good. It really needs to be good. It needs to be as good as all the content. If your title is boring, people, unfortunately, you could deliver the best training, the best Facebook Live, and people won't watch it. And what's worse is I see people going live and sharing videos with no titles at all. Yeah. And it even remains on their newsfeed or on their personal profile or group or whatever, with nothing, with no hook, no title, no nothing. And, people are supposed to just click and watch and figure out what that training is about. And that is a massive missed opportunity, right? So even if you forget the title at the beginning, add the title after the training, right? Because that stops the scrolling. That increases the views. That increases the number of people who say yes, they want to attend and ask for the replay and all the things. And everything that I'm sharing is everything that I'm doing, right? I milk it, right? I make sure if I'm going to spend some time preparing, show up, share a training that I really believe is packed full of value, that my clients, my paying clients, come to watch because they know it's relevant. It impacts their business too. It is how it's going to help them too. So I'm often sharing free trainings and saying to my clients, go watch this training and let's talk about it and let's go deeper and let's make it specific for your business. Every piece of content that I create, including my Facebook Lives, are purposeful and intentional, and that, I believe, is super important, right? So I'm curious, how often are you going live now, and do you plan them, or do you just go live? And that's okay if you're just going live, right? I'm just sharing what I'm doing and what's working for me. Yeah, I know, right? And this is the thing, it's really important, right? Even for the replays, even for afterwards, it is really a good idea. And don't put something boring. Make it really compelling, make it really enticing, and make people, that title is what makes people want to click to watch. Yeah, the title is everything. More important than the content, even though the content is the most important thing. If your title is boring, if your title isn't enticing, people just won't watch it. That's it. Number 2. The second thing is I use my Facebook Live as my lead magnet for that week. It's my lead magnet for the week. My marketing strategy is super simple, right? And this is exactly what I'm teaching my clients too. I only create 3 to 4 pieces of content per week. That is it. I'm not doing 3 to 4 pieces of content per day like a lot of other people do. My Facebook Live is my lead magnet for that week. The majority of my content is actually promoting my Facebook Live. The majority, probably 80% of the content that I share is promoting my Facebook Live. Yeah. And so I get a lot of visibility, and I make sure that this promotion continues even after the Facebook Live until I start planning the next one. So for an entire week, yeah, after I've done the Facebook Live, I will be promoting the replay. I want to know that people are watching it. I'm not just doing this for the sake of creating content. I don't want to create 5,000 different pieces of content. I just want to create one incredibly valuable piece of content, that being my Facebook Live, and I am going all in for the week to make sure that people see it. It's simple. This is not rocket science, but this is the thing that so many people are not doing, right? They're doing 500 Facebook Lives, 500 pieces of content. They're just constantly hustling and not necessarily leveraging what they're doing and really leading with value. I've got a complex life, right? I have a whole lot of other stuff going on in my life. I love my life. I'm very grateful for my life, but I have lots of unexpected things happening with my life all the time. And keeping my business simple is what keeps me sane. It has helped me to get to 100K months by keeping it simple. Yeah. I don't do 5,000 different things, but what I do, I try and do it really, really well. And then what I do, I milk it. I market. I'm marketing my marketing. My Facebook Live is for marketing, and I'm marketing my marketing, right? Because I want to do less, but what I'm doing, I want to make the most of it, right? So I'm sending my email list. I'm promoting it in all the places, in stories, in the posts that I share on my personal profile, and I'm promoting the replay too. Anyway, I've harped on enough about that. I hope you're getting the point. It's important, right? It's really, really important, because if we're putting the time and effort into creating something valuable, we want everybody to see it. We want as many people to see it as possible. And that's okay. It's never too late to start, right? And your first Facebook Live is never going to be your best Facebook Live, but you've just got to accept that and take imperfect action and just get started and keep showing up, because you know what? You get better. And you will never get better waiting to get better. You get better by actually doing, and then you get better and better and better and better, right? And I know that sounds obvious, but some people get so caught up in perfection that they end up not even starting, which is such a shame. But it's a huge opportunity. Facebook Lives is a huge opportunity. If you would like to go live more often, do it. Don't let me stop you. That's not what this training is about, right? This is not about me, poo-pooing your ideas and telling you, no, don't do that, because all the ways work, but this is the way I make it work. Yeah, and it works. So it's about finding the balance and the right way for yourself. Number 3, before going live, I plan what I'm going to share, because I want to make sure my Facebook Lives are packed full of value, right? I am not afraid to give it all. I'm not afraid to share exactly what I'm teaching with my clients, including the how. Yeah, I feel so much abundance. I I don't care if you gorgeous ladies take everything that I share in this training and go and implement it in your business and make money. And I know you will thank me in the messenger or something like that. Or even if you don't thank me, that's perfectly fine, right? Because I'm having impact. I know I'm having an impact. And I have so much more to offer my clients, not because I'm holding back here, but because it's different, right? In a Facebook Live, you can only share so much. And with my clients, we can go so much deeper. You know, I can help them with there's specific kind of titles and hooks and content and engagement and all the other things that sometimes Facebook Lives lack, yeah. And so all the things that I'm talking about is exactly what I teach my clients, but it's just that next level of feedback and accountability and tweaking and improving and reviewing and rinsing and repeating and that kind of thing, right? I want to leave my audience, if she gives this much away for free, I wonder what it's like if I invest. That is my goal, and I am being super transparent here, right? I'm being super transparent with you. I'm not afraid. I am happy to share it all, yeah? And I don't agree with hold back on the how. I don't agree with just giving a tiny piece and sort of saying, and the rest only my paid clients get. Well, the rest that my paid clients get is stuff that I can't share on a Facebook Live. It's not, you know, it's not necessarily me holding back. I hope that makes sense, yeah. I mean, accountability, for example, is something I can't share on a Facebook Live. Feedback on your Facebook Lives is something I can't share on a Facebook Live, yeah, clearly. So they're the kinds of things. That's literally the only thing that I don't give away. Because it is a mindset thing. It's a scarcity mindset to kind of feel like, oh my gosh, if I give too much away, then people won't need me. You know, they'll just go off and implement everything and they won't need to invest in me. If you go through every single Facebook Live that I have created in this group, you don't need to invest in me or any other coach. It's all there. I mean, if you can invest in other coaches, but you don't need to invest in me because it's all there. It is all there. It's just not there specifically for your business situation, which is why you might want to consider, yeah, to invest in it. Every business owner will feel quite differently about this. And it's just how I choose to lead. I choose to lead with generosity. It's my business strategy. This is my strategy, to be generous. Yeah, it's my strategy. So it's very intentional. It's very purposeful and it suits my personality and I love it. Yeah. And I know I'm having a whole lot of impact and I know I charge high ticket prices and I know not everyone can afford to work with me and I feel really good about my pricing and I can sleep very well at night knowing I am giving a lot of value and having a whole lot of impact anyway. People have different strategies and different kind of perspectives on these things and we're all, you know, no one's right or wrong. It really is a matter of opinion. Mindset, gorgeous ladies, is everything though, right? Mindset is everything. And I was talking to one of my amazing clients last night and just in Messenger after hours, but you know, she messaged me to tell me that she's so far for the month, she's been working with me for 2 months. She's at $36,000 and she was like absolutely blown away because you know, she can't believe how quickly that's happened. And, you know, like, quite honestly, I don't feel like I've done a whole lot because she's amazing herself. And we were just chatting in Messenger and I was saying to her, you know, so what do you think? What do you think has been the biggest shift for you? And she said, mindset. You know, and we completely underestimate that. We underestimate how much that plays a part alongside our strategy, right? And she was afraid to invest, you know, like initially because she was already doing quite well, but she had plateaued in her business and she kind of thought, well, what if I invest all this money and I'm not gonna do much better than that? And her initial goal was, she said, if I can get consistent 20K months, I'll be happy. Now it's like consistent 30K months and I'll be happy. I'm like, let's go for consistent 50K months and then you can be happy. Yeah. And that's how quickly things can shift and change when we match the strategy with the mindset as well, right? And so, yeah, I haven't even shared this publicly yet. She's given me permission to share it, and I will. But this happened last evening, and you know, our mindset, whether it's scarcity around giving too much away, whether it's fear of, you know, what if people, you know, what if no one shows up for Facebook Live? What if I do all this work and do all the, you know, and no one shows up? And I'm going to be covering more about that too, right, in this training. It's all mindset. And, you know, and if we don't serve the one person that shows up in our Facebook Live, yeah, if we don't fully show up for that one person, we will never have 2, then 4, then 8, then 16, and etc., 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 right? Because if we're so caught up in the vanity numbers of, you know, people are not paying attention and blah, 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 our mindset essentially, then it'll hold us back, right? And that's all ego. That is all ego talking. Yeah. There are 3 reasons. I'm slightly going off track, but I think this is relevant. There are 3 reasons why people may not buy from us. Yeah, and I think this is relevant to mention this now. Number 1, it's because they don't feel a connection with us. Yeah, and that's okay. We are not for everyone. I know I'm not for everyone. I know, like, some people love me and some people are like, I hope nobody hates me, but you know, like, they don't get me. Yeah, and that's fine. They don't resonate with my message, they don't resonate with my energy, and that's perfectly fine. So that's one reason. It's not necessarily the number 1 reason, but that's one reason. The other reason people may not buy from us is because they just don't believe that our solution is right for them, that our solution will work for them. For example, if someone just cannot get past the fact that they can create and sell a high ticket offer, they're not going to work with me. My solution is not going to be right for them, and they're not a good fit for me. You know, if they would prefer to create multiple offers and low ticket offers because that's their business model and they like that business model, then I'm not the coach for them either. So that's the second reason, a mismatch between the offer and the person. And the third reason is their own self-doubt. Look, we could try and convince them, but self-doubt is the killer of most dreams. Yeah, you know, and perhaps they've invested elsewhere and it hasn't worked for them, or whatever their reasoning is. I'm not good enough is often the underlying reason why people won't invest. But the fourth thing I wanted to fourth thing, 4 fingers, is the structure of the live, right? This is something I believe that's important. It doesn't necessarily matter in exactly the order in which you do things, but there are some key things that I think that are really important that we incorporate into our Facebook Lives, right? And this is something that I didn't do in the beginning, but this is something that I've got better at and I've improved over time, and it takes a bit of practice, right? Remembering to incorporate this structure into your Facebook Lives. Ladies, at the end of the day, we are running a business, right? We're not just here to share value and we're not just here to market, right? We're running a business. And Facebook Live is an opportunity for us to share value, to establish our expertise, and it's also the number 1 opportunity for us to invite our ideal clients to work with us, to take the next step, to have a conversation with us, to see if we're a good fit, that kind of thing, right? And I see so many people doing Facebook Lives and just kind of missing this kind of call to action, which is so, so important. So personally, I tend to invite my audience to work with me quite early on a Facebook Live, and then also somewhere in the middle, and then also somewhere at the end. Sometimes I forget the one in the middle, right? But definitely, I ask once at the beginning and I ask once at the end. We need to sometimes spell it out, right, to our audience and remind them that we can help them and invite them to do something, to take that next step, to send us a DM, to drop hashtag support below, like I said at the beginning of this call. I also always introduce myself on the call, because there are new people coming into my world every single day. This Facebook group is growing every single day, and I introduce myself near the beginning of the call, and as I'm introducing myself, I sort of tell you guys a little bit about what it is I do with my call to action, and then I go into my training, and then I try and incorporate another call to action in the middle of the training, and then I will always end the training with a final call to action. The other thing that I do that I think is really, really important in our Facebook Lives is I incorporate, again, I'm not 100% consistent on this, I do it when I remember, I incorporate client results into what it is that I'm teaching, Like when I was talking about the mindset piece before, I also talked about the conversation that I had with Tamika last night, and the fact that she's made $36,000 so far this month, and I've actually set her the challenge. She's got another week to go that she can make this a $50,000. That's the fourth thing. Like, really think about the structure of your Facebook Lives, and so you've got the hook, the title, the content that you're going to share because you're going to plan that out, but then incorporate an introduction of yourself, incorporate some call to actions, and incorporate some client results. Because at the end of the day, especially the new people who are coming into our world, they may not even know where we are at in our business or how well we're doing and all that. It's super important. Sometimes people are joining at different times, right? Not everyone is there at the very beginning and not everyone is there at the very end either. So then you're kind of covering a few bases. The fifth and final thing that I want to say is bring your energy, ask questions, the people who are watching, to encourage engagement, and just have fun. Our energy is everything, even when no one is watching, because like we touched on it before, people watch the replays, but if our energy is flat, if we're disappointed because no one is there with us live, no one is going to watch the replay either. It is so, so important for us to keep our energy high regardless of what's happening in real time in the Facebook Live. Same applies, right, for the engagement piece and the questions that we ask and the interaction that we're kind of that we're asking for, right? I mean, it's the best way to connect with people, and even if people are not there, people will be watching the replay, and don't let the fact that no one might be there on some of your Facebook Lives get to you, right? I know so many people who then, stop their live, delete, and they kind of go, oh, well, I'll try another time. And it's like, stick to the original plan, keep your energy high, pretend like you're on a stage and that the comments are not working. That's what I do. It happens to everyone. Right? It happens to everyone. I just pretend the comments aren't working. I can't see any comments, and I just continue. I keep my energy high. I keep my questions, keep asking questions. I know that people are going to watch the replay, and I just have fun with it, right? I pretend that I'm on this bigger stage and I've got hundreds of people watching me and I've got all these raving fans and they're just like absolutely holding on to every last word that I'm saying, and they're not distracted and checking checking other things on their phone and other things whilst I'm talking, right? They're absolutely completely focused. This is a hard thing to explain, the energy piece, but it's something that everyone comments on. Everyone who obviously connects with my energy comments on it. Yeah, they'll say, oh my gosh, I watched your Facebook Live, I love your energy. Yeah, and it's just me being myself, right? And you've just got to be yourself, and that's the energy that people are attracted to. But when we get caught up in our head and we're thinking, oh gosh, no one's shown up, and oh, I should have promoted this more, or no one really cares, and why am I even doing this, and should I just delete this and try again at a different time when more people are active on social media? Like, no, that doesn't work, right? Don't let the number of people watching or not watching impact you. Over the years, I've done so many Facebook Lives with 0 attendance, right? I've been there, I've done that, and I've still kept my energy high, and I've made sales from people who've watched the replays too, and I always believe, and I always know that people will watch the replays. So, but if our energy is flat, people will start watching the replay and go, okay, I'll come back to this another time, and they never will. Yeah. So this is super, super important. So I'd love to know, and not too much rambling like I do. Because sometimes the rambling obviously makes the Facebook Live really, really long as well, right? And so, but then, you know, people who are getting value out of it will hang out and they will listen for longer. But sometimes, yeah, I'm really, really conscious of time, and I have to keep my Facebook Lives to under an hour. But believe it or not, I really try to keep it to 30 minutes, but there's not a chance in the world that it ever happens. Yeah. I mean, I could do it if I don't encourage engagement, and if I don't, you know, share stories and chat about other things. But then people don't get to really feel my energy and get to know me enough. So it's about finding that balance, right? I believe if people can't be bothered to watch my Facebook Lives, then they miss out. Yeah, it's their loss, not mine, right? I will just quickly summarize on the 5 things that I just shared. Decide on a relevant topic. I know I chunked a few things into each thing, right? So there's more than 5 probably, but yeah, make a note of these things. Decide on a relevant topic that your audience is going to be interested in. Create a really compelling title. So important. And plan an event. Create an event. Plan an event. Yeah. Then promote that event, right? I generate leads for the event and make sure that my Facebook Live is like my lead magnet for that week, and it gets as much visibility as it can possibly get, including the replay. Yeah. Number 3, don't be afraid to share a lot of value. Like, give it all away because you know there's more. Yeah. You can't give too much away. And don't be afraid to share lots of value. The 4th thing is to structure your live. So you are including like a little introduction about yourself. You're including 2 to 3 call to actions, incorporating social proof, right? Client results into your training. Yeah. So as you're sharing things, you can sort of say, Facebook Lives, without a doubt, ladies, what I'm teaching, these are the strategies that my clients are also implementing, and this is exactly how my clients are kind of making, you know, 10k, 20k, 30k, 50k, 100k months by doing these things. Yeah. And doing it well. So many of my clients, yeah, have gone from very kind of inconsistent, their content is not working, nothing's working, you know, or they've plateaued at a particular point, right? And they're like, okay, Anne, what shall I do? And I'm like, well, do less, but what you're doing, do it really, really well, and let's see what happens. And yeah, and these are the results. And the fifth and final thing is bring your energy, your A game, your energy, ask lots of questions, create a lot of engagement, and really enjoy it. Have fun with it, right? Because this is, you know, our chance to really give people an insight into what it might be like to work with us as well, right? And if they don't feel our energy and they don't see that we're actually enjoying what it is that we're doing, then they're probably not going to want to work with us either, right? I promise you, I appreciate you guys so much for being here and for engaging and for commenting so much. And I love reading every single comment, and I will absolutely respond to every single comment, but I want to be really, really respectful of your time as well. So I will catch up on them. I highly encourage you, right, to get good at Facebook Lives. And the only way to get good at it is to keep practicing, right? Because oh my gosh, it's embarrassing when I go back and look at my OG Facebook Lives, you know. But I'm glad I have them. I've got them for reference to see how far I've come. And I know I haven't finished learning, right? And I know I'm going to continue to get better at this. So, but like I've shared, 100%, like really, although I say almost 100%, realistically 100% of my sales have come from people watching my Facebook Lives, yeah. And if you'd like to create and sell high ticket offers, and you'd like to use a really simple methodology, a simple system that you can rinse and repeat week after week, and you'd love my support in order to achieve that, so you can reach multiple 6 figures, you know, or even 7 figures. Like, I've got so many clients who are well on their way to 7 figures now. Then hashtag support below, or send me a private message. I would love to hear from you. I'm not the perfect coach for everyone, and not everyone is the right client for me, but we can just figure it out. We can have a quick conversation and see if we're a good fit, yeah, and go from there. So thank you for being here. Thank you for watching me. I look forward to seeing your Facebook Lives on the internet. And yeah, if you have any comments as you're watching the replay, or even as you're kind of reflecting on this training, drop them in the comments. Make sure to tag me in case you're not doing it immediately, so I get notified, and I will come back and I will answer absolutely every single question, because I'm here to serve. I'm here to have an impact, and you know, there's so much abundance for us all. There's so much business for us all, right? And we can all be successful together. So thank you, gorgeous ladies, for being here. And I will see you around on the internet. Thanks for watching. Bye.